This is my updated for 2025 in-depth guide on how you can rank your Shopify product pages in the top 3 spots on Google so you can consistently generate organic search revenue on a daily basis. When it comes to Shopify SEO, 80% of the results you generate will come from about 20% of the optimizations you actually make. And optimizing your product pages is 1, super easy, and 2, going to become a massive needle mover for getting organic sales in 2025, especially as you try to get off of the paid ads hamster wheel you're probably currently stuck on. Over the past 12 months, my agency has helped 40 Shopify stores generate over $5 million in organic search revenue from SEO alone. And much of our success can be directly attributed to this product page optimization framework / workflow I'm about to walk you through. Take this client we just started working with 40 days ago. We've already moved 123 of their product page keywords into the #1 spot using this exact system. Here's how it works. The perfect keyword research framework for Shopify product pages. Basically, finding the keywords that you're going to use to map to your product pages. Second, our step-by-step on-page optimization framework specifically for Shopify. 3, how to write product descriptions that actually rank and convert. 4, image optimization hacks that most stores tend to miss. And 5, advanced Schema markups for better rich snippets that most stores definitely miss. For those of you new to my channel, my name is Cromwell. I'm the founder of Newsies. We're an e-commerce SEO agency, and we work exclusively with 7, 8, and 9-figure Shopify brands. We routinely add anywhere from 2 to 5, even 10x in organic search traffic and revenue using our proven SEO and content strategies, which is exactly what I'm going to walk you through right now. Let's start with the foundation of product page SEO. I'm going to break this down into 5 key optimization areas, which I just walked you through, that are actually going to drive results for your store. So first, and most importantly, keyword research, keyword intent. Before we actually optimize anything on your product page within Shopify, we need to understand and figure out exactly which keywords to target for your product page. I've reviewed probably somewhere in the mark of like 200 plus Shopify stores last year in 2024. I'm already probably well into the 50s this year, and we're only a few days into the year. I can confidently say that misunderstanding or just like misidentifying keywords for your product pages and intent of those product pages or keywords is where most store owners go wrong. You either target the wrong keywords that are too competitive, or you target keywords that don't even match search intent. You were trying to optimize a product page for a keyword that really should be a blog post. Let's get into keyword intent a little bit deeper. I love to use the example protein powder. I use it every day. I think it's easy. I think everyone knows what it is. If you Google protein powder and you look at the search results, you're probably going to mostly see informational content, comparisons, ultimate guides, maybe a few shopping results, but probably not many. Now let's add one more word onto protein powder. Let's do something like chocolate protein powder or vanilla protein powder. Now we're looking at more shopping results within Google. This indicates a stronger purchase intent for this keyword. Just using these 2 examples, if I had a product page and a blog post, and those are my only 2 options, and I had the only 2 keywords were protein powder and chocolate protein powder would be optimized for the product page, and protein powder would likely be optimized within a blog post. Now, how do you find these keywords? Your primary keyword should be very, very hyper specific and product, like specifically to that product. You're not just selling, let's go to furniture, okay? You're not just selling, your product page is not just a sofa. It's not even just a leather sofa. It may be a brown leather sofa, but I still think we could do better. Something like brown leather 3-piece sofa or brown leather love seat sofa, perhaps. This matches how people actually search when they're looking to buy, okay? No one is typing in sofa and converting, guaranteed. Brown leather 3-piece sofa, much higher chance of conversion. So for product pages, you're gonna wanna target either product names or very specific long tail keywords. Let's go back to protein powder. Protein powder, that keyword alone, probably gonna be a blog post. Chocolate protein powder will be something like a collection page. Chocolate collagen protein powder would be a product page. This is going to vary, like if you're a supplement brand reading this may work for you, right? But if you're a supplement brand with a lot more products or a lot fewer products, your structure is gonna change, okay? So just something to keep in mind. The point though is that the specificity matches your buying intent and matches a user's buying intent and is more likely to convert. To find the keyword research process for product pages, look up what competitors are ranking for using tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush, whatever you like. Check for those variations like colors, sizes, materials, and like that. And then verify the search intent by checking Google's top 10 results. Okay? Sometimes SEMrush and Ahrefs get the rankings wrong, so you need to verify yourself within Google to see that the data matches what you're actually seeing. Very simple way to find this is just quite literally plug your competitor's product URL into Ahrefs or SEMrush, see what they rank for, and then optimize your page in kind of accordance with that. If you have a large product catalog, and I mean like 100 or more products, even 50 or more, 100 or more is a lot too, but anything above that, there are going to be tons of instances where you cannot find keyword on any SEO tool that has like a decent search volume. This is fine. This is very normal. Just optimize the product for exactly what it is in plain terminology. It will still very likely generate some organic sales off of long tail searches. It is more likely that these these products are going to exist and function in a revenue capacity within bundles and upsells and maybe cross-sells. So I wouldn't stress too much over finding keyword for these, especially if they're not significant revenue contributors. If you watch me before, you know, like I'm very big on collection pages. That is still the case. Collections can have, you know, hundreds of products in them. I would rather focus on ranking that collection page than I would all 100 something products. So you kind of just have to like pick and choose where you want to, I guess, allocate your time, let's say. But there are some products, like there's no point in optimizing a product that's $5. Simply not. Just use your judgment on that. Prioritize based on what you think is the highest revenue lever, and then work your way down from there. Keyword implementation, cover this handful of times. It has not changed. Once you have your keyword for your product page, you need to implement it in a few specific locations. Product title, which is your H1, URL, meta title, meta description, product description, as well as your image alt text. Yes, it's straightforward. Yes, this is simple. Yes, you've probably heard this 1,000 times before, just like I have. I don't like repeating either, but that's just the way it is, okay? It's very simple. It's very a monotonous task. Your ability to rank product pages, especially across a large product catalog, will be your willingness to actually stick to and follow this very simple and short checklist. Most people, especially if they're just starting SEO, will get very bored after like 4 to 5 products. If you want to beat them and win, you simply cannot succumb to that same boredom. If you've got 1,000 products and you want to optimize all of them, you have to sit down and just simply do it. You can use AI to accelerate your workflow on it. You can use VAs, all that kind of stuff, but it has to get done. Last thing on this, each product should target a unique set of keywords that don't compete with your collection pages. This again is another big issue that happens with big like product catalog stores. They try to optimize one collection and one product for the same thing. Those two end up competing against one another, and at the end of the day, neither of the two pages rank. So you have to be very clear to Google like how you are mapping out keywords. If you find that there's any overlap, what you can do is you can just simply point the canonical for your product page to your collection page. I see that happen on big stores all the time. Like we're talking like 1,000, 10,000 plus product stores. There's no point for all those product pages to be indexed. It'll affect crawl budget and stuff like that. So they just point it to the collection, the top, like the parent collection for that, minimizes crawl budget and really consolidates all of the link equity, assuming they're doing link building within those just few collection pages. It'll depend on the size of your store, quite simply. Now, I've covered the very simple, boring checklist of where your keywords need to exist. Let's get into each of those elements more specifically. Shopify makes on-page SEO extremely straightforward. I don't care about anyone saying that Shopify sucks at SEO. It does not. It's very good. It's all built right into the product page editor. There's a few tweaks you have to make on the technical side of SEO for Shopify, but like all in all, Shopify is a good platform. On your product page, scroll down to the very bottom of it. It'll say search engine listing preview. You'll see the URL. You'll see a preview of the meta title, the meta description, and then click literally edit website SEO, which is in the top right corner of that little box. Or here's what you need to know about the title. Shopify calls it an SEO title. This is a meta title. Keep your meta title between 50 to 60 characters. You should front load your target keyword at the beginning of it because front loading it will help you rank higher comparatively to putting it at the end. Include modifiers, especially for product pages for intent like buy, shop, online, sale, and like that. Don't repeat any words unnecessarily. You've only got 50 to 60 characters, so you really shouldn't be repeating them anyway. And then keep delimiters like the hyphen or the vertical pipe consistent across your store. It's personal preference. I will say the one benefit of pipes is they take up less pixel space, which can be beneficial for longer keywords or product names. Can allow you to squeeze in maybe a few more, like 1 or 2 more letters, depending on how many pipes you have being used. But in any case, I like pipes. I would just do it consistent. Just from a visual perspective, it looks better that way. I will also say product pages, meta titles, those are going to get rewritten quite a bit. I personally don't like to use my brand name in the product meta title because that's almost always the first thing that gets taken out or truncated by Google. I prefer to use keywords, and if Google rewrites it, so be it. Okay, but I would not waste valuable space on your brand name unless you are an enormous brand, because that you obviously have a little bit more brand equity than a smaller brand. Next up, meta description. Meta description is not a direct ranking factor. It has not been for probably over a decade now, like 2014, I think. However, a good meta description, if you are on page 1, can help you improve or increase your click-through rate, and click-through rate is absolutely a direct ranking factor, probably one of the most important ones out there. So writing meta descriptions, you've got 130 to 160 characters. I would aim on the shorter side. Include your main keyword so it appears in bold in the search results. I would again front load it. Highlight key features and benefits of your product that kind of differentiate you between the other competitors in the SERP. Include a call to action, shop now, buy now, free shipping, whatever. You can use capitalization to strategically to stand out. I wouldn't go overboard with all caps. Not going to be a good look for you. Maybe, free shipping could be on all caps. That's helpful. Yeah, that's that. URL structure. Your main keyword should be the URL slug. Okay. Very simple. Not a lot to overthink. Okay, so whatever your product title is, that should be your URL slug. If you're on Shopify, it'll be .com/products/that keyword. Keep it as short as possible. Use hyphens between words. Do not use uppercase letters, underscores, numbers, spaces, special characters, anything like that. And don't stuff with multiple keywords. If you use your keyword in there multiple times, that's not gonna help you out, okay? It's just gonna look confusing and yeah, that's not a good thing. Product title, also known as your H1. Include your main keyword, keep it natural, do not stuff it. Keyword, front load it. Again, I know I keep saying that. That's why it's important. That's why I keep saying it. It's not search statement, that's like the actual formatting of how people search for it. So if it's like, don't just write men's black oversized hoodie without an apostrophe S on the men. It's like, match it, make it look professional and like comparable to the people you're competing with. Content structure. Shopify's product page editor allows for tons of variation in content structuring. There's apps, people use all different kinds of apps to build pages. That's fine. You can use a traditional like HTML editor in there. That's what I like to use. Use H2s and H3s for organizing information, headings, subheadings, just as you would a blog post. Bullet points for specifications, details, what's included, things like that. Add an FAQ section. If your product page does not have an FAQ section, you should go add one right now. Every potential customer has questions. This is your time to address them and collect more sales. If they have a big enough question that prevents them from buying and it's not answered, they're not going to submit a support ticket and ask the question. They're just going to go find someone else, like another website that has it, and they're going to go buy from them. It's very simple. Amazon, they'll just go to Amazon, most likely. And then you're using H2s and H3s, but make sure you only use one H1 on your product page. And that actually goes for every single page across your whole website. Product, collection, home, blog, whatever. Every page should only have one H1. Breadcrumb optimization. Breadcrumbs should basically show a clear path of like the hierarchy of your site to the product and include relevant keywords. So it'll be something like homepage and then category and then product. Like imagine the actual like customer journey someone would have taken from your homepage to land on this product page. And that is what breadcrumbs essentially do. You can get these by marking them, and you can help them out by marking them up with proper schema. And you should be already optimizing your collections with target keywords. So this will actually help as well. Next up, the actual product description, like actually what is written in the description. Every single product needs to have its own unique description. If you're dropshipping or reselling or whatever, do not copy the description from the manufacturers. Write your own. If nothing else, those descriptions are not well optimized. So if anything, you should write it just for optimization purposes, but really for your own uniqueness. A couple hundred words of content, 2, 3, 4, 500, all fine. All going to be formatted differently depending on your product page layout. Just whatever works for you. Main keyword should be included. I would say, let's say on a 500 word description, I would probably say to include it 3 to 5 times or so, including the very first sentence of your description. And again, as we already mentioned, H2s and H3s for like sections and stuff like that. Most product pages I find are like product image, product description, and then like that's like split in half in 2 columns, and then you've got a longer like long form page down, reviews, FAQs, all that like longer descriptions, things like that. I like that structure. I think it works really well. I think that's probably why everyone does it. So the short description you have up top, like between the 2 columns, and I'm gonna show you an example of one I do like. So don't worry. Include your main keywords in the first 100 to 150 words. Ideally the first sentence, your first sentence won't be 100 words anyway. It'll be like 20. So first keyword in the first sentence there. Highlight your key benefits and features, kind of like an overview of everything a person is going to learn as they scroll further down your product page. Keep the most important information above the fold. Product title, review, like number of reviews, average rating, pricing, size chart if it's like clothing or something, shipping details, all that good stuff. And then make sure it reads naturally. Okay, you would not believe how many brands I come across and work with after they get to like 100 plus products, like they just stop checking spelling and grammar. I see spelling errors all the time on $50 million brands. Very common, actually. So that's an easy thing to get right. So make sure you take care of that. FAQ section below the main product grid. So you've got our product sections. You've got the hero image. You've got the short description, and you've got like kind of the below the fold stuff. FAQs, very helpful. You can use like a toggle section. Answer the most common questions you get. That'll be about use case, shipping, pricing, reviews. Obviously it'll vary by product. You can naturally incorporate other secondary / semantic keywords from your main keyword within these. And you can obviously add valuable content without cluttering the page. I like the toggle section, like the accordion style, because you can just expand and collapse it very easily. This doesn't lead to a lot of clutter, and it's a nice look on mobile especially. It can also help you with feature snippet opportunities depending on what you're selling. That's a nice win. Feature snippets and actually AI overviews as well. So something to consider. One last thing before I show you a product page I really like. Description mistakes to avoid. Massive walls of text. Okay, everything needs to be structured and like clean and like easily scannable. Basically is what I would describe it as. Keyword stuffing that makes the content look and read unnatural. Write your description, read it out loud. If you feel like you're repeating yourself, you gotta trim it down. Duplicating content across similar products. So if you've got multiple products, like they've gotta have unique descriptions, okay? The one thing I will say, and I actually just talked to a brand about this yesterday, is your descriptions can be, let's call it 70 to 80% similar if you're selling a similar product. The difference should actually come though in like the actual target keyword, right? So like this brand I spoke with, they sell hats for football teams, okay? Like all colleges, NFL teams, right? Their description is not like, they're all the same kind of hat. Just the colors and the actual team name and stuff changes. So they don't need to write completely unique descriptions for every 100 or 200 products they have. They can create like a template description and then just swap out their keyword, like the school name and the color name, and then just move on, right? So like their descriptions will be pretty similar, but you know, if you're selling like a hat and a hoodie, obviously those are gonna be very different descriptions. But again, keep it unique. Don't duplicate it exactly over multiple product pages. Let's look at Hexclad's product pages. You can see the Hexclad product pages are really well optimized for SEO. Okay, their meta title, they're clearly trying to optimize for 12-piece cooking pots and pan set. They've got their hybrid cookware, which is unique amongst stainless steel versus nonstick. They've got in the meta description, they've got their target keyword, hybrid cooking pots and pan set, 12-piece cookware set. Okay, mentioned there. They've got great product images here. They've got a short description here. Scroll down a little further. They've got some like what's included, a bit of a mini FAQ section, care and use, lifetime warranty. And then you scroll down a little further. They've got, you know, all their features of their products, things like that. It's great. Reviews, even more reviews, more images, upsells, cross sells, all that good stuff. Great example of a product page for SEO. Next up, image SEO and rich media. Image optimization is good for SEO and it's helpful for site speed. Most Shopify stores get this completely wrong. So let's talk about how product images can help you rank better and sell more. File format is probably the biggest and best thing you can do for yourself with relative ease. Product images, I would recommend using WebP or JPEG for lowest file size while also maintaining the same quality. WebP is probably the preferred. JPEG is fine. Not as good, but it's fine. Hero images, if you have one with text, again, use WebP or PNG. Logo and theme icons, you will use SVG format for scalability. So like those little featured icons on Hexclad were probably SVG icons, if I had to guess. Image compression. The average image can probably be reduced by as much as 50%, or 50% as much as probably like 70 to 80%, depending on the size of it, through compression. I get asked by brands and people I consult for all the time if they like recommend an app for compression. I personally don't use one. There are good ones out there. I've used a few of them. I don't really endorse any of them, so I won't say that. I'm pretty anti-app generally on SEO or on Shopify, and there are hundreds of free image compression and format conversion tools online, so I don't feel the need to pay for one. Regardless of that, the key is whatever you decide to go is matching image dimensions to how they'll be displayed. If you've only got 400 pixels worth of space, don't upload a 2000 pixel image. Pretty common sense. Consider mobile device dimensions. Also think about mobile versus desktop. You can upload two types and like responsive imaging. Resize images before uploading and use appropriate dimensions for different page sections, right? Hexclad's hero image is going to be a lot bigger than something at the bottom of their page. Okay, so just think about that. Alt text is essentially the visual way of representing a photo. In Shopify, very easy. You edit it in the same product page editor. Click on any product image within your suite of images. Just click on it literally, and then select edit alt text, and then write a descriptive text that actually includes your target keyword and includes any relevant details like color, style, size, things like that. Alt text is not something that you should overthink by any means. Include your target keyword, front load it, make sure it looks natural. Describe the image accurately. Don't keyword stuff. Keep it concise but descriptive. You've really got about 30 characters or less, so it's going to be pretty short. It won't be a complete sentence by any means, just like a description. Alt text is also not just for SEO. It is necessary for accessibility users who rely on screen readers. You can actually get sued. I know a few brands who have been sued for not complying with ADA standards, so I recommend something you take care of, especially if you're just getting started, because if you do it while you're getting started, it'll just be a habit as you get bigger, and you want to go do it in a few months or a few years down the road. Last thing I want to mention about images, I know I've talked about it a lot, but it is important, especially for conversion rate. Lazy loading. Implement lazy loading for images further down the page. So if you're thinking like the bottom of your product page, below reviews, all that stuff, lazy load those so the product page can actually load quickly, and as users scroll down the page, the bottom of the page image can load as they get closer and closer. This will save you on page speed and increase your conversion rate. Last up here, we have schema markup and rich snippets. So schema markup is essentially code that helps search engines better understand in this case, product information, but it can be used across multiple different types of pages on your site. In regards to product pages, this can lead to enhanced listings within search results, things like prices, reviews, and availability shown directly in SERPs. Some Shopify themes include basic product schema, but you need to verify it's complete and correctly embedded. A lot of apps can do this for you, but again, I tend not to use apps. We custom code this all in. I would say if you're doing it with an app, just double check that it's right. Types of schema that I recommend you use for product pages, very basic product schema, we've already covered that. Offer schema, aggregate rating schema, and breadcrumb list schema. schema. For product schema, you can use all of these items. You can add your name, the product name, the brand, description, price, currency, availability, so like the in-stock, out-of-stock, product images, of course, and then your SKU / any unique identifiers. Common schema issues I see: missing price information, incorrect availability status, no review schema setup, period, breadcrumb schema errors. This one's super common. And then URL property missing from offer schema. The other one I see a lot too is brands will implement schema and then they'll update their theme and then not update the code. And so that happens, it actually does happen quite a bit, especially if you're doing a lot of A/B testing or like regular CRO, like you're updating themes daily, weekly, monthly. If you're gonna do schema, like just make sure it's a consideration whenever you update your theme. You can just verify if it's working or not working with Google's rich results testing tool. Just enter your product page URL and then check for, it'll show you if it's working or not working. It'll show what it detects. If you are trying to set up a schema and it does not detect it, that means it's not working. Okay, so you need to make some changes. Proper schema potentially can help you rank higher, but more to the point, if you're like in the top 3 or top 5 results and you have schema set up correctly, it's just going to enhance your listing, leading to better click-through rates and of course more revenue in theory. And ideally, more revenue means more ratings, which means compounding revenue over time. That's that. Last thing, some do's and don'ts to kind of wrap up everything we talked about. It's a long video, so just want to condense it all quickly. Do's: you need content for every single product page, proper heading hierarchy, so H1s, 2s, and 3s, bullet points, things like that. Customer reviews: you should have as many customer reviews as you possibly can on your product page, assuming they're positive. And then obviously monitor your performance in Google Search Console or a tool like SEMrush, Ahrefs, whatever you use. Don't copy the manufacturer descriptions, make your own unique ones. Don't stuff keywords like unnaturally. Don't use the same descriptions or meta descriptions or meta titles or anything like that across products. Everything should be unique. Do not optimize, or don't forget to optimize your variant pages, and don't ignore mobile optimization, especially images. That's what I've got for product pages for SEO for Shopify for 2025. Make sure to follow me and connect with me on Twitter and LinkedIn. I regularly share new findings and strategies that are working for our clients all the time there. And for e-commerce brands that are just getting started with product page optimization and SEO really in general, check the link in the description for 5-Hour SEO. It's a done with you SEO program I launched in late 2024, where I will help you 2, 3, and even 5x your organic search traffic and revenue, so you don't have to overpay for a freelancer or agency ever again. See you in the next video. Peace.